having a wonderful start to your year. We have gone on a ton of appointments lately with people getting ready to put their homes on the market for the spring selling season. So some things that have come up often over and over is, how do I get my house ready for spring? Or how do I get my house ready for next year? If you've lived in a home for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, it can be daunting to get a house ready to sell. And so I want to come today with 4 tips on how to get your home ready for the market. So, tip number 1, and that is very simple: clean. Make sure that you look at the areas that you don't normally look at. Look at your baseboards, look at your windowsills, look at your fans, those things that you just don't do daily. We have a great cleaner that we recommend, and we can always have her come before the house gets on the market. And it's actually very reasonable to have your home cleaned by a cleaner rather than you stressing out about doing it so much. So we recommend that you do a really good deep clean before the home goes on the market. Number 2, we recommend that you declutter. Every realtor says this, right? But what does that mean? So take the shelf behind me, for example. There's a lot on the shelf. I would say when you're selling your home, you probably need to have about half of the things on the shelf. Do you see my kids right there in that picture? They are super cute, but I'd probably take that down for showings. So when you think about decluttering, think about your surfaces. Make sure you take everything off of your surface and then only add back the things that really make it stand out for the actual surface. So the third thing, curb appeal. A lot of people concentrate so much on the inside of the house that they forget about the outside of the house, and that's actually your first impression. And so it's very important to make sure that it's clean and neat. So the first thing that I recommend to do is to trim your bushes. Second is to add mulch or some sort of pine straw, whatever your preference is, but just to make a clean surface underneath your shrubbery and your plants. The third is to add some seasonal flowers, some ferns, some really simple flowers that you can get from Walmart. Don't go crazy here, just something to add a little bit of a fresh element. And then I also recommend a wreath for your front door. That seems really simple, but when the realtor is opening the lockbox, a nice wreath is a really good first impression. If you've got a door that needs to be painted, or you don't know what to paint it, a lot of times is people, they want to paint it really a fun color or some sort of color that will make the house look great. And the color that we recommend is actually a soft blue. So after curb appeal, it comes paint. So a lot of people do not like to paint. They say, we don't want to paint our house, we just want to put it on the market. However, I will say that paint is always going to bring the best return on investment and bang for your buck, especially if you've got bright colors in your home like red or yellow or green or anything like that. So the paint color that we typically recommend is by Sherwin-Williams, and it's called Amazing Gray. It's a really cool earth tone gray that's not too cold but not too beigey, if that makes sense. So along with paint, we recommend paint touch-ups. Sometimes kids will make marks on the walls or whatever happens throughout the years, and we do recommend paint touch-ups, especially on your trims. So these are 4 tips to get your house ready. Number 1, we want you to do a great clean. Number 2, we want you to declutter. Take down the personal pictures, take everything off of surfaces, and then only put back what's necessary for staging. And then number 3, curb appeal. Don't forget that first impression. And then 4 is paint and paint touch-ups. Again, the recommendation on paint color here is Sherwin-Williams Amazing Gray. And then finally, the most important step is have us over for a consultation. Let us look at your home and make our personal recommendations for your home. We do this all the time for clients that are even 6 months, a year out from selling. And it's our pleasure to come over and help you get a really good game plan for getting on the market and getting top dollar. Thank you so much for listening to our videos. If you ever need anything in the world, we're here for you. Thanks.